In a world where Pokemon and cardboard collide, there comes a podcast called Special Conditions. We're on episode 125, and we are part of the Pokemon Professor Network. Today is Wednesday, December 28th, 2022. I'm one of your hosts, the narrator, Adam Tuttle, and I am joined by my co-host, Justin Keller.
I'm just a wee lad, just trying to get by.
How's everyone doing? How's Justin?
I am good.
How the animals? How the pets?
Good. Took the chameleon for a walk. Wait, that's not right. I took Finn for a walk earlier today. It was around 70 here in Texas. And
ooh, that's nice. That is nice.
Yeah. I'll take Seamus for a walk tomorrow. And the chameleon's eating his crickets, so we're good.
Sounds like a cricket tune that I could get used to. But terrible dad joke. I'm so sorry. Yeah, my cat is doing well. Moira, she got fed today, but she did not want to eat her food. She's so picky. So picky.
Tina, eat your dinner.
Right? Literally, it's like you're meowing at me. You have a whole bowl of food. Please eat it. It's been a brisk 20 degrees, something like that here. It will be warming up shortly, but it'll be like rainy and wet and like 50 degrees, 40 to 50. So I'm looking forward to the warmer weather. But Justin, this is episode 125.
Do you know what's special about 125?
What is it? Is it Delibird's number?
Is it? I don't actually know.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 225.
Oh.
It's close. It's 100 off from 225.
It is 5 cubed. So
5 cubed?
5 times 5 times 5. So in podcast terms, if I listen to episode 5 of Special Conditions and like mash it up together 3 separate times and listen to it all at the same time, will that make equal episode 125?
I guess, but the content has to be great. Enough for you to listen that many times back to it. So, yeah. And I can't guarantee that that's the case. Yeah. But Justin, today's show, we're going to talk a little bit about Raging Surf. This is coming from Poke Beach. We're gonna take a look at the first EX cards, aside from the ones that we already talked about. We're gonna open a few packs. Justin, unfortunately, does not have any, so I will be opening up multiple packs of Pokemon Go because Pokemon Go is a good set. Changed my mind. And then we're gonna talk about Crown Zenith, and Justin believes that this might be one of the best TCG sets of all times. He'll go into detail when we get there. We'll talk about our 2022 top 10, because why not? And then we've got a giveaway talk, something about holiday cheer. So we will get into that shortly on this episode. But Justin, are you ready?
Born ready.
The waves? All right, let's ride the waves and look into Raging Surf. Tell us a little bit about it. Why am I questioning Raging Surf?
So this is one of those things where you get really deep into the weeds. So Pokemon has filed a trademark for Raging Surf. And typically we get these for set names as they come, later on down the line. And it's like 4 to 6 months before we use it. So this could be our May or July release. So do we know what it's referring to? There's, it could...
I don't know what it's referring to. Raging Waves?
Yeah, I myself, not this far yet in Violet and Scarlet. I know, shame on me. I was prepping for Arlington and just haven't really gotten around to it. So, but what Poke Beach says it could be, the Dondozo and Tatsugiri, which are both water types and Titan Pokemon. But what could it be referencing? That is a good question. They show an image, and it looks
it could be like Basculin or whatever. What's the Basculin's evolution from the Hisuian region? We might see that. What's the new like? In the same area, or I guess just in the water location in Scarlet Violet, there's a bunch of those like speedy fish, and they come right after you.
Oh yeah,
they literally like chase you down.
Yeah, they kind of look so like Barraskewda or
yes,
they remind me of Sharpedo in the expansions for Sword and Shield, when they would just like, you would see it like going across the water super fast trying to chase you down. Yeah, so maybe something like that. But Titan, I mean, that would be specific to Scarlet and Violet.
Maybe we see a bunch of like a water terrestrialized Pokemon. They could literally go through each set and give us like more prevalence of terrestrialize of that type. So they could do a whole water set.
Wait,
they
so
could do
like
a whole fire set.
Delibird terrestrialize?
Oh my gosh, please. Somebody somewhere in the Pokemon TCG realm or the company, please just think about it, put it on the Christmas list, put it as a Christmas like promo. I don't care how it's distributed, but I would absolutely kill to have a Delibird EX. It doesn't even have to be good. I just want it because I haven't seen a Delibird EX. Arcanine, Justin's getting the royal treatment. He's gotten Hisuian Arcanine. He's getting Arcanine terrestrialized EX. Like, he's getting the whole gambit right now.
Oh, it's true. But to be fair, I mean, it was like literal decades of non-playable cards.
Yeah, but it's been since Delibird was released. Since there's been a Delibird EX. Or V. Or VMAX. Or terrestrialized.
Have you checked Etsy? I feel like I've seen some there.
No. I have one from Zaba way back in the day. But, yeah. I have not seen an official Pokemon TPCI sanctioned playable TCG card that has some sort of fanciness to it. They've had holos, they've had reverse holos, they've had commons, they've had uncommons, they've had rares. Like, come on. I deserve it. I've been crying about Delibird for the past, 125 episodes. I mean, come on. Then 200 plus episodes of the Alert Up podcast. And then however many we have for Gotta Watch Them All too. I've just been crying about Delibird since I started podcasting.
So, to be fair, maybe there is something to the terrestrialized, because we did just have that terrestrialized Delibird event in the game.
That would be sick.
Did you
get my hopes up?
Do any of those terrestrial raids?
No. And are they still going on? Question mark.
They were going on when I was playing last night. I haven't checked today.
Okay, so I definitely gotta load up the game and play tonight after we're done this.
Yep.
With that being said, I've had a lot, and I mean a lot, of family things going on. Not necessarily podcast talk, but it's not felt like Christmas. It's not felt like a great holiday season. So cherish the time with the loved ones you got. Please. And whew. All right. We're going to move on, Justin.
Okay. So the first EX cards. So they just revealed some more of the EX. We already talked about the Arcanine EX.
I believe we did talk about the Magnezone, but I did want to bring up something that I did kind of go backwards in Astral Radiance and kind of like see what I could play with Magnezone to see if it, could work out. They really did not want you playing with the Steel type Magnemite, Magneton, or Magnezone. Because that Magnezone is like, look at the top 6, attach any metal energy you find there to any of your Pokemon, and then shuffle the rest. All of these take straight lightning. It is lightning, does 20 damage. Lightning, explosion, 90 damage. And then you evolve it. Lightning, energy crush. Lightning, pulse launcher. They don't want you using metal with this. They were like, that's probably too broken. I mean, I suppose if you cared about being defensive with your evolutions, you could always just do the metal one as the basic form, just because I believe the weakness is grass versus a fighting weakness. But yeah, that's all I got. Tell me more.
Tell me more. So we also have Gardevoir EX, and this is one of the newer released ones.
Very excited about this one, by the way.
So it is a Stage 2, 310 HP. That's pretty high, especially for a 2-prize Pokemon. And now it evolves from Kirlia, and if you remember, we have that really good Kirlia that's basically it has the equivalent of the Make Do ability. I can't think of what the actual ability is called, but you discard a card and you draw 2.
Trade?
Maybe.
For all the old school Zoroark players back in the day.
But
discard 1, draw 2.
Gardevoir has the ability Psychic Embrace. As often as you like during your turn, you may attach a basic psychic energy from your discard pile to one of your psychic Pokemon. If you do, put 2 damage counters on that Pokemon.
That's not bad. And that's anything. So you could, it says as often as you like. Imagine discarding your hand with a professor's research and you literally dump 7 energies straight. Like, imagine that, okay? Or you Ultra Ball 2 energies.
Oh, wow.
And you go grab any basic. And you're just like, yeah, let me just attach a bunch of energies here. Yes, there's damage counters on it, but whatever. I'm pretty sure there's some psychic basic that does more damage for each damage counter on it. Maybe I'm just thinking about more Pekka Hangry mode, but I'm pretty sure.
Is it Lunatone? Yeah, I remember Lunatone from Pokemon Go. It was like, because, the Solrock powers it up typically, and then the Lunatone has like, it's a 3 colorless, and it says does 30 more for each psychic energy attached.
Yes, yep.
So it's 30.
But that's not damage, though. It's not damage counters on it.
Oh.
So you're in the right mindset, but... and then I will say, with that being said, like Gardevoir, there's actually 2 is this, Sword Shield 10.
So there's like...
This is 12. Okay, so there's 2 different Gardevoirs that you can evolve into aside from the EX one. There's the one from Silver Tempest. I'm just looking at the trainer gallery because that art's just sick. But it's got an ability, Refinement. You must discard a card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may draw 2 cards. Hey, draw cards?
Hey, that's pretty good. Yeah.
And then for 2 energies, it does 120.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Inteleon
Trade.
Just reusing the ability, You had the what's after Sobble?
Drizzle.
You had the Drizzle that searched out an item, then you had the Inteleon that searched out the item. Similar concept.
But the cool thing with the stage 2s that are not EX, you can still use Scoop Up Net. So you could get this out, draw 2 cards, take some damage, or not, and just scoop it back up. Evolve your next routes into Kirlia, discard a card, draw more cards, and then you could evolve your other Kirlia into Gardevoir. But there's another one from Astral Radiance, the trainer gallery. It has Shining Arcana. Once during your turn, you may look at the top 2 cards of your deck and attach any number of basic energy cards you find there to your Pokemon in any way you like. Put the other cards into your hand. So it's effectively just draw 2 cards. But if they're energies, you attach them. That is so good.
Oh my!
It's 140 versus the other one that had 150, but it has Brainwave. This attack does 30 more damage for each psychic energy attached to this Pokemon. Holy cow! This is actually a perfect pair. So you play this with that. Woo!
All I know is now I'm gonna have to pick up a playset of these trainer gallery cards before they go up in value.
Oh shoot! Don't say that out loud. Oh gosh.
It's okay. This episode doesn't come out till next week. You got some time.
Okay. You hear that? We're gonna buy them out. Yeah, but then all you got to do is just look for. I mean, it's hard because the best app to use, honestly, when looking for this stuff, is the Card Decks app from the Pokemon Company, because you can just cycle and you can say, I want all the Psychic Pokemon that are all basic and they're from the Sword and Shield era.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's literally what I'm doing right now, just to kind of see. Okay, so expansions, all Sword and Shield, and card type is a basic. And this is just to see what you could throw in. Oh, jeez. You've got Diancie you can throw in there. Spike Draw for 20. Draw 2 cards. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, whenever your opponent plays a supporter card from their hand, prevent all effects of that card done to your bench Pokemon. You could utilize that to save your Gardevoirs so they can't use boss's orders to bring that up. Like Justin said, you do have the Lunatone. Does 30 plus 30 more for each Psychic Energy attached to this Pokemon. What else we got? Sorry, folks. This is us live trying to figure out the format.
What a better time to do it than when you're live.
Okay. Here we go. We just broke the whole format, okay? Literally. So you get out multiple of these you just need one Gardevoir, because you can do it as often as you like. Okay? You play Cresselia from Lost Origin. This is in the active. It says move 2 damage counters from each of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon. So you could literally set yourself up with all these energies, and then for 1 energy, put all the damage counters on one of their Pokemon. So if you played this effectively and could get all 5 energy or 6 energies out, you could put 120 on anything on their board. All right, we just broke the format. Buy your Cresselias now. All right, moving on after we did that. Brush your shoulders off, Justin.
So much
Holy
effort.
cow. Sorry, this is what I love about the TCG, is that like you can take something, go down the rabbit hole, and find out how to make it work. And we did. And that only costs 1 energy. Meanwhile, you're powering up your single prize Gardevoirs using your single prize Gardevoir that you can look at the top 2. Essentially draw cards, but if they're energies, attach them. And if they're cards that allow you to discard cards, you can discard your energies, use the EX, and attach energies, place the damage counters, and then place damage counters on your opponents and heal all your guys. Oh gosh, we just broke the format. Nah, we didn't really break I'm sure somebody already saw that.
P.S.
Shout out to whoever saw that, but this is me figuring it out live.
There is a lot of hype around Gardevoir EX. Hence why the Kirlia promo card from Silver Tempest went from like $1 to now $5.
Seems a little pricey.
Mm-hmm.
I'll stay with the common or the uncommon or whatever it is.
Yeah, that one's like 15 cents. So, the next EX is Great Tusk EX. Now, for those of you that haven't played, it basically
looks
like Donphan, but super old. Like Donphan and Mamoswine.
This looks like Donphan Prime.
Yeah.
They should have just called it Donphan Prime. Why would they
Prime.
call it? Why would they call it anything else? I don't understand the naming convention. I don't. I literally, like, I don't understand this at all. Why not call it Donphan, like, ancient form? Donphan, future form. That only makes sense, right?
But that's so lame.
Okay, so Iron Treads.
I mean, I understand, we're both...
Great Tusk?
We're both
like,
guys...
What is it? It's just Great Tusk. That's the Pokemon name, is Great Tusk. I couldn't come up with a creative name, so I called it Great Tusk. I feel bad, but that's my honest opinion on these names. Iron Bundle? You did Delibird wrong. You could have called it, like, its German name or whatever, Bodegel.
Well, to be fair, have you reached that part of the game?
I am currently facing the Iron Treads as a giant, one of the bad guys that I got to beat or something.
Titan?
I am on my way and almost there to that part.
Yeah, no, I think you're further than me, so I was just going to say...
I would say so, because I've already gone to that lake, and I've already defeated the great Tatsuguri, which is super lame. I don't understand why that gets its own... It doesn't make any sense.
Speaking of super lame...
This whole game doesn't make any sense. It's super... Like, I am just... There's a lot of things I can say about it. It's a great game. Don't get me wrong. It's a 10 out of 10. Would highly recommend to anyone. I hope it was on your Christmas list, and I hope Santa dropped it off. I mean, Delibird dropped it off for you, because it's amazing.
Yeah.
I actually walked into GameStop, and somebody came in. They're like, "Hey, do you have any copies of Scarlet or Violet?" And they're like, "No," which is crazy. That's crazy, right?
That is pretty
During
crazy.
the release, they were like throwing them at you off the shelf, and they had so many. They had a whole box full. Like, how do they run out of games?
I know, like Legends Arceus, which I thought had better reception as far as like everyone loving it. That had just had games galore sitting on the shelf at GameStop.
Right?
So
I don't know. All right, getting back to Donphan, ancient form.
Yeah. Speaking of not very good.
It's a basic Pokemon. It doesn't even evolve. What the heck? They're like, oh, hold on. Let me make this really... Wait. Hold up. If we get a stinking iron bundle, but we don't get a Delibird,
yeah,
like EX, I'm going to freak out. Because why?
You know that's what's going to happen.
Oh, I know. Now thinking about it, now seeing these, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get an iron bundle. That's what I'm going to get.
It's better than nothing,
I guess.
That was...
All right, tell me about it. It's a basic. Okay. It's got 250 hit points. It's a fighting type. Tell me what it does.
It's got Bedrock Breaker, 40 damage, discard a stadium and play blah.
That's not bad for a single energy.
Yeah. No, it's pretty good, especially with like, there's a lot of like anti-stadiums in there. So pass of the P.
You don't even need to play stadiums. You just use this and get rid of it.
Yeah. And
you can utilize that space to put in like Tool Scrapper.
Mm-hmm. And let's think about this. Is 250 the highest basic 2-prize Pokemon you can think of?
At the moment, yes.
I was trying to think. Maybe like Snorlax? No. That was maybe...
No.
Maybe Wailord? Wailord V?
That's a stage 1.
The Wailord V?
Is there a Wailord V?
Yeah, it came out in Champion's Path.
Oh, gosh. Are you going to make me look it up?
Do.
Yeah,
it had 280. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, the tag team had 300 hit points.
Well, yeah, there was a 3-prize Pokemon, so that doesn't count. So, okay, besides
Champion's
Wailord,
Path 280.
Besides Wailord, this is the highest HP Pokemon I can think of that's a basic. 2-prize. And then it has Giganto Tusk. 250 damage. This Pokemon does 50 damage to itself. So,
okay.
A lot of damage. Needs some fighting help. Fighting's not super great in the format right now, and it's really not going to be great if that Gardevoir is running around along with all the other Psychic. I know I'll feel like I'll see Adam break out Shadow Rider again.
Possibly.
And then the next one, speaking of a future Donphan.
I'm just saying, because you could play the Radiant Hawlucha with it, as long as this Pokemon's on your bench. Your attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's Pokemon VMAX.
Mm-hmm.
So if people are still playing VMAXs, you can do more damage.
It's true. But then you're still only doing 280, so then you need a choice belt.
But then you got choice belts.
But at 310, you're not really killing many VMAXs besides Mew, but that's resistant
I'm just
to fighting.
saying, like that turn, like you go second, you purposely go second, and you just continuously like do damage. There's nothing to shake a stick at, when you're getting hit constantly. All right, what's the next one?
Iron Treads EX. So future Donphan. It has 220.
Thank you for calling it by its correct name.
220 HP. It is a metal type, basic. It has triple colorless for triple laser. This attack does 30 damage to 3 of your opponent's Pokemon. Now, see, that's kind of fun. I can't think
if
of
they have 3 Pokemon.
Well, think of how popular the Lost Box is right now. And then for 3 metal and a colorless, Cybernetic Wheel. 160 damage. Switch this Pokemon for one of your bench Pokemon. Hit and run.
That is way too many energies. That you would never get off. I would almost argue that this is a tech to throw into a spread deck.
Mm-hmm.
As like a final hurrah.
Finish it off.
Hey, here's this thing. I'm just throwing damage down. Come at me. I have high hit points.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could think of. I can't get behind Iron Treads. But I can get behind Great Tusk.
It's fair.
That one I have more faith in than Iron Treads.
Yeah. Now, did we talk about Arcanine EX? Or did we just say it was there?
I don't know if we talked about it. But it doesn't hurt to talk about it, It's a fire dog.
Let's see.
And you could take it for a walk. All you got to do is just put it in a sleeve and walk out the door. Just watch out for that Texas heat.
Walk a dog, little Lonky. Walk a dog. That was a SpongeBob reference.
I didn't get it. Nah.
Okay. Arcanine EX. It is a stage 1 fire type. Terastal. So this was got the hype because it's the new thing. Besides the EX, it also has a special ancient trait. Yeah, we kind of talked about that a little bit, I remember. But it's 280 and has 2 attacks. Raging Claws for 20 plus. This attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. For 2 fires. And then for 3 fires, Bright Flame 250. Discard 2 fire energy from this Pokemon. So, it's pretty interesting where, in 250, that's high, but not super high, insert choice belt here. That gets you there. But also, a friend of mine tipped me off to the Rapidash from Silver Tempest with the Heat Boost ability. And once during your turn, you may discard a fire energy card from your hand in order to use this ability during this turn. Your fire Pokemon attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So, you have this Rapidash on your bench, discard a fire, you're doing an extra 30. It's like a built-in power tablet. So
that is cool. And you can run. Does it say you can run more than one? You can use more than one ability per turn?
I don't know. I think it's just you can just do the one.
Yeah, if you had 2 Rapidash out, could you do 60?
Let's see. Let me read this again. Once during your turn, you may discard a fire energy card from your hand in order to use this ability. So I would say yes.
Well,
because it says this.
Keep going.
During this turn, your fire Pokemon attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance.
Nothing else?
Nothing else.
Okay, because normally it would say you can't use more than one blah, blah, blah ability per turn. Or you can't apply more than one.
Ah, okay. So then, yes.
That is something that you could probably run like a 3/3 of, and just, if you get that off, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah. So
even if you ran like a simple basic, like you ran like 4/4 Rapidash, and you just ran basic fire Pokemon, and you could discard 4 fire energies, that's an extra 120 on top of whatever the 1 energy cost you'd have. Oh gosh, now you got me thinking about fire Pokemon.
Yeah. And then throw in that, what is it, Volcanion V. It has that Resurgent Flames or some attack where it does 20 plus, and then for each fire energy in your discard, and then it recycles them all back to your deck.
Yeah, you could do that.
Could be fun. I don't know. Fire's been like...
And then you could play a Moltres, because then your basic fire Pokemon's attacks do an extra 10 damage.
Oh.
But then you just need a solid fire type attacker that can attack for 1 ideally, but...
Arcanine EX, done. Well, then there's also, the Arcanine
You could
V
actually play...
or not Arcanine V, Arcanine from Silver Tempest.
No, it's got to be basic. That's what I'm trying to get at. So you can run a bunch of these like evolution Pokemon, but focus on the basic. Centiscorch V, Radiant Heat, 20 damage. You may discard an energy from this Pokemon. If you do, you can discard an energy off your opponent's Pokemon. So you could play I'm going to do lots of damage and just discard your energies that you keep attaching. So that's not bad. You could do Victini. So you're discarding these energies, and then Assisting Flame does 20 damage. Attach up to 2 fire energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. So here we go. Cresselia. Now we're talking Victini. Just saying, that's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
And 20 damage is awful, but you discard 2 energies, all of a sudden you're doing 80 for 1 and attaching 2 energies. Tell me that doesn't sound like a great attack. Tell me. I need to know.
No, but then you're making me tell you it's not a good attack, and I think it is.
You could play Houndoom V. Searing Flames. It does 20 damage, but your opponent's active Pokemon's now burnt.
Let's see. I mean, there's always Radiant Charizard.
Yeah, we don't talk about Bruno.
But Bruno's having a new card coming up in Crown Zenith.
Oh, gosh. Before we can even talk about that, we have to take a break. There's no way that I can just take a deep breath and start. Actually, you could do Entei. It's a bigger basic. It has 130 hit points. Heat Dash does 30 for 1. You may attach a fire energy card from your hand to this Pokemon. That's not necessarily any better, but it's something to think about. There's Victini V with V-Bullet. 10 plus. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon V, this attack does 50 more damage. So that could come in handy.
There's always the Entei V with Burning Rondo.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
No one's used it before because fire's just been down for so long.
This is true.
What was even the last relevant fire deck? Back to Reshizard?
Probably. There's also a Volcarona V. This attack does 20 more damage for each basic energy card in your discard pile. Then shuffle those energy cards back into your deck.
Hey, that sounds familiar.
Didn't you just say that?
I did.
Okay.
I'm glad you're listening.
I think that's the better one because you're discarding all these, throwing them back into the deck.
Yeah.
That's the best one.
Yeah.
That, and I think the Victini is pretty good.
Let's see. And then how does Magma Basin work again? Once during each player's turn, the player may attach a fire energy card from the discard pile to one of their benched fire Pokemon. So they do put 2 damage counters. So Magma Basin, another way to get it back out of the discard.
There's also a Heatmore, Flame Cloak for 20 for 1, Touch of Fire to this Pokemon. And then for 3, it does Exciting Flame, 90 damage. If this Pokemon has at least 3 extra energy attached, in addition to this attack's cost, this attack also does 180 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. What? That is insane. So, like, I get it. It needs 6 energies. That's a lot. But imagine pulling that off. I don't know how you would do it, but imagine pulling that off and being like, oh, not only did I do 90 to the active, I did 180 to the bench Pokemon. Woo. And this is why this app exists.
To be
so
fair,
just like...
it does just say 3 extra energy. It doesn't say 3 extra fire. So it could be a twin. Ooh. It could be a DTE.
That's cool.
It could be... I mean, you could...
Could be a triple turbo. No, I'm just kidding. A triple turbo? No. A quadruple turbo? And then you've got a Moltres from Brilliant Stars. Inferno Wings. It does 20 damage. If this Pokemon has any damage counters on it, this attack does 70 more damage. So it's a base of 90 if it has any damage counters on it.
It's pretty wild.
Just play... Whatever, is there a rainbow energy or something that you could put 10 damage on yourself?
You know, now that we're talking about the Heatmore, I kind of want to toy around with that in my Lugia deck.
Listen, we're not breaking the format here. We're just expanding your mind. But honestly, Moltres, that's 90 for 1. Discard 1 fire energy, it's 110. 9, 10, 11, 12. No, that's 120. I don't know how to do math.
Which one? Pokemon Go?
No, the Brilliant Stars one.
Oh yeah, 20
and like
plus
Justin
70
said,
more.
you do have the Entei V. You've got Simisear V. Bursting Power, 20 damage. You may attach up to 2 basic energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. That's not good. You don't want them from your hand. You want them from the discard.
Oh.
And I think that might be everything. I mean, there is a Flareon V, not to, pass by that one, but it's just search your deck for a fire energy card and attach to this Pokemon. And then, yes, it does 120 damage, but that's here nor there. You've got Infernape V, Meteor Punch. Flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 30 damage for each heads. If you're feeling lucky. If you're feeling lucky. Okay, cool. Let's take a break because my brain is on fire from all this stuff, figuratively and literally. My head is burning. I'm not coming down with anything.
Well,
I'm on fire.
Just remember to use a full heal to get rid of that burn.
I better. Do. Wait, I don't even know what the sound is for a full heal.
I don't know.
Insert full heal sound. Boo. No, that's...
Yeah, staff, get right on that.
All right, Justin. We're about almost 40 minutes in. We need to take a break.
Breaky break.
All right. We'll be back right after this. And we are back. Justin, did you hydrate?
I hydrate. No, I hydrated.
Good. Because you're gonna need to stay hydrated for this next part of the podcast. Because I know for a fact that you're gonna be sweating a lot because of how excited you are about Crown Zenith and all the cards, all the alt art. Sorry.
One might say it is the pinnacle set for the Sword and Shield era. So,
but before we go through that, we have to do some housekeeping first. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Check ours out over at patreon.com/PokemonProfessor, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. That $1 is going to get you access to our patron exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. All patrons are eligible to participate in our monthly Pokemon Go and TCGO prize tournaments. Registration's in the Discord, and we hope to see you there. Huge thanks to our gym leaders, Absolutely Ryan, Austin Zard, Hall the Counselor, Grant, Jamal, Mythical Hitch, Sue, The Cole, and Big Zom Minus. And then make sure you check out PokemonProfessor.com for links to everywhere you can connect with us, grab some merch, and leave us reviews. Because we love those reviews. 5 stars, always. And forever. Crown me.
I crown thee Sir Deadlybird. And by that I mean...
Sir Deadlybird at your service.
We are looking at an article from bleedingcool.com. Will Crown Zenith be the best Pokemon TCG set of all time?
Well, you said it was.
And I think it has potential to be. So, in January, I think it's January 20th, it's going to be the pinnacle of the Sword and Shield era block. And they're kind of like wrapping up the best of the best into one. And, you know, some of the other better sets, you know, besides until this set, I think the best set is still considered Evolving Skies. You know, partially it's like it's really for collectors. There's not a whole lot of playable cards in there, but there's some crazy alternate arts that are, you know, worth a bunch of money. But that was like when the craze really started for alternate art cards. And so they just want to blow it out of the water and basically pull like what they did for Hidden Fates for shiny Pokemon and Shining Fates for shiny Pokemon. They want to do these character rare and special art cards for all the Pokemon. Basically just a huge trainer gallery set. Now, I imagine this will be more similar to the Japanese set than we typically are because, you know, we have to finish up Sword and Shield. We're not going to... I don't think they really want to take these Sword and Shield cards into, you know, Scarlet and Violet era stuff. So, Adam, have you pulled up the list of cards?
I have seen the list on Guardian and like seen everything that is all different. All these things are crazy. All these alt arts, all the new cards.
Yeah. So,
there's a lot.
I mean, we said we wanted more Charizard, right? Radiant Zard is back.
No, well, I mean, it looks really good, so
it looks
I can't complain.
Incredible. You know, the shiny black Charizard flying in front of an icy mountain looks incredible. Downside,
is there a Delibird in that mountain? Did you look?
Yeah, there is. It's just you really got to look closely.
All right, let me
Very
zoom in here.
Closely. Enhance,
and then enhance again. Oh, you can see it behind there. I can see almost like a faint shadow.
But there's, you know, in the Japanese set, VSTAR Universe, they kind of have like a reprint of a bunch of playable cards from the era. But we're not going to quite have that, but we'll have most of the special art cards. And some will get turned into promos. And some won't. So let's talk about some of the cool looking ones first, and then we can go into like the new cards and talk about what they do. So,
all right, my favorite so far is Zerora VMAX.
Oh yeah, where the Pachirisu is just sitting on the head there. So cute.
It shows its size, and it's so cool. It like, you know, it's big. There's an Emolga, and then there's a Togamadaru like trying to like bite it or something. I don't know.
Like I say,
but
Togamadaru.
They're all so tiny.
He's just trying
Togamadaru.
He's just trying to hang on for dear life.
But it's super cute. Absolutely love it.
Incredible.
10 out of 10. Would highly tell you to buy it.
I personally love all of the beast cards. So Entei, Suicune, Raikou, they just like look like they're in their element, doing what they do best. Raikou's basically the Flash, zooming through lightning. Entei in front of a magma volcano, and Suicune in front of a icy storm aurora. I mean, how great is that art?
Wow. I didn't even look at those. Holy cow.
There's another Altart Luminian V. I mean, I have the other Altart Luminian V, and I love that one. This one, man, just the really dark blue and purple just really pops.
I think my two ultimate favorites out of these Altarts honestly have to be the VMAX Deoxys, because again it's the defense form, but it's got an Orbeetle like abducting it or dropping it off, and it's in outer space. It's the coolest thing.
Incredible.
And then you've got the normal form, I believe, of Deoxys, which is the Fusion Strike, Single Strike, Rapid Strike one, and it has a bunch of tools and items that in the TCG are Rapid Strike, Fusion Strike, and Single Strike. It's just like a callback to all the cards that you play with or didn't play with.
Oh,
but that's so cool.
And they have the alternate art Ken card in here. Do you know which one that is?
Is it a Blissey?
No. It is his other favorite.
A Magikarp?
The real life looking cards. There's a Drapion V alternate art with two what is it, Skorupi right next to it. And they're all made out of clay, and it looks incredible. It looks like they're just sitting on a dirt mound, just doing what they do best, digging in the dirt like they're in the desert. I can't say I've ever seen any alternate art card or any card that wasn't just a common or an uncommon that had this clay style.
Yeah, that's new territory.
But there's the Cyrus Boss's orders. There's the Elisa Sparkle that looks really nice. There's the Mewtwo VSTAR that looks like the alternate version from the Charizard VSTAR card we got in the UPC. It's just like
yep.
The reverse angle. I don't know. I have a tough time choosing a favorite. And then there's all those. Did you see at the end all the gold Giratina V-Star, Arceus V-Star, Palkia D-Star, and Dialga V-Star? They're gold, but they look like they're emblazoned in red.
Where's that off of? Is that
I'm looking at the Pokelector article for V-Star Universe.
Okay, that is not where I am. So, no, I do not see those, but I can imagine that they are exceptionally gorgeous. Actually, going all the way to the bottom, I'm looking. Whoa, those are gnarly.
Yeah, and
they all look like they have like a dark, almost like, I don't want to say Lord of the Rings, but it feels like you're in a dark cave.
Oh, that's totally what it is.
Yeah, it's just kind of got like it looks like they're pictures from a novel. Like at least the backgrounds.
Oh.
Like these could be stadium cards with the Pokemon in them. That's what they look like.
Yeah, man, that Giratina looks like he's just in the actual underworld.
He typically hangs out there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, makes sense. So
underwear, underworld, it's all the same. They both stink.
Well,
let's look at Regigigas V and V-Star just because I want to. I'm being selfish here. I want to look at them.
All right, tell me what they do.
All right, so Regigigas V, 240 hit points for 2 colorless. Hammer in, does 50 damage. Nothing to write home about. For 3 colorless, Raging Crash, 100 damage. This attack does 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. This Pokemon's now confused. That's not that bad, especially because you have Memory Capsule that you could use. And there is a V-Star. and the VSTAR has 300 hit points, and for 3 energies, just colorless, Giga Impact, which is literally its main attack, and this is pretty much what's on like every TCG card. This Pokemon can't attack next turn, which is okay because you can just use Switch. Any switching ability will get this to be able to use it again. VSTAR Power ability is called Star Guardian. You may use this ability during your turn, and only if your opponent has exactly 1 prize card left. Discard one of your opponent's benched Pokemon and all cards attached to it. That is such a cool attack, because if you can play your cards right, literally, and then throw in some escape ropes or some boss's orders, you could, if you time this right, you can get rid of their main attacker and knock out something that they think could survive. Or something that they gave you something that they didn't need, and then you just play that down and you're like, oh, all of a sudden I'm just going to destroy your Pokemon on the bench.
Wow. Oh, that is cool. I don't like that it requires you to have your opponent to have 1 prize card left. I wish it was 2.
Yeah, but it is a devastating ability, though.
It is. Man.
Like, I mean, if you had like a 1/1 of these just to like potentially get it off, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you got down to the nitty gritty and you had 1 prize card left and you're just like, well, I need to do something to get the advantage.
What's that? Mr. Consistency talking about techs in a deck?
I'm just saying, you could, okay, your opponent has 5 bench Pokemon. You're like, oh, let me use Collapse Stadium, get them down to 4, and then you use Escape. So you already discarded 1, and then you Escape Rope. Yeah. Put their main attacker in the back, and then you discard it, knock out their active. All of a sudden they have 3 Pokemon. You're like, what just happened? My opponent just like knocked out all 3 of my Pokemon in 1 turn without doing anything.
That would be
like, that's devastating. Because you can get rid of a Bibarel for their draw power. You can get rid of Arceus so they can't attack and gain more energies. I mean, it only does 230 hit point damage, so it needs some damage modifiers a little bit. But if they've already attacked it, you can always do 100 plus however much damage they've done. But you have to have more than 130 to make it worth it.
This seems like a deck that could be fun, but it kind of feels like the way Reggie Drago was, where it has a fun ability and does a fun attack, but is not actually going to be like meta relevant. But
I mean, if you honestly had a like played this in Lugia, you could get away with a 1/1, and then just power that thing up in 1 turn. And
it is colorless.
I'm just saying. You can make it do more damage with the powerful energies. 250, 270, 290.
I mean, you get up to 310.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. That could be something to toy around with in Lugia. Okay. What are our other cards?
There's the new Sky Seal Stone. You may use this ability once during this turn. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a V-Star or V-Max is KO'd by damage from your basic Pokemon V's attacks, take 1 more prize card. This is weird because it's very specific. It's like you can only have a basic V, not a V-Star. It's got to be a basic V, and knock it out. It's so weird.
Yeah, so
I don't like that stipulation.
They admitted that what they printed on ADP was a mistake, and they wanted to make some stipulations. So, okay, you can do it, but you're going to meet all these requirements.
I mean, if you're playing like Entei or Raikou with the Rondo ability, and then fleet-footing ability with Rondo, I'm pretty sure you could get a knockout fairly easily with this.
That's true. If you're using the Rapidash and you increase your fire energy by 30 for each fire you discard.
Or if you want to be consistent and just use Raikou and get Flaffy involved and draw a bunch of cards with speed energy, I'm just saying. Then we have a Radiant Eternatus.
Ooh, now this is one I'm excited about.
170 hit points for a fire, a dark, and a colorless, so it can be 2 darks. 200 damage. But it does have this crazy ability. When you play this card from your hand onto your bench, you may use this ability. If you do, your turn ends. Search your deck for up to 2 Pokemon VMAX and put them onto your bench. Then shuffle your deck.
Wild. So
going to the my favorite app right now, the card decks. We literally just go in and write VMAX and search. Oh, look at all of these. And then I'm going to actually search real quick what I want to have in there as well. I thought I could put ability as well. I don't think I can put in ability. But that's fine. I was just seeing if, something had an ability. You've got Heatran VMAX. Once during your turn, if you have a stadium in play, you may heal 50 damage from this Pokemon. Okay, that's not good. I'm just trying to find what other things have abilities. Once during your turn, this is for Calyrex. You may attach a Psychic Energy card from your hand to one of your bench Psychic Pokemon. If you do, draw 2 cards. That is not good as well. Orbeetle VMAX. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon's in the active spot, you may put 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon. That's not bad. You could get Eternatus to allow you to have a ton of bench Pokemon that are all dark. Regieleki VMAX. Your basic lightning Pokemon's attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Wow, this rabbit hole is not a good one. I guess Rayquaza, because once during your turn, you may discard your hand and draw 3 cards.
What about Gengar VMAX? You're already playing dark, so...
You could get Durulidon VMAX. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon that have any special energy attached. What was the other one you said? Gengar VMAX?
Yeah. It has some pretty good attacks. Fear and Panic 60 times. Attack does 60 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon V and GX in play. And then GMAX Swallow up 250.
That's not bad. Jeez, you could literally just get Corviknight VMAX to stop anything from putting effects on it. You can get the Durulidon, anything with special energies. You could even get Celebi VMAX. Once during your turn, you may heal 20 damage from each of your grass Pokemon. Yeah. I don't know if I like this. I don't know if I like this ability. I don't think it's worth it.
I think it's really just to you already want to play the VMAXs. You want to just thin out your deck, thin out the Vs. And so then it's just what do you want to do some heavy hitters with, and maybe less about the abilities. Although there is Espeon VMAX that with the Solar Revelation that prevent all effects of attacks from your opponent's Pokemon done to all of your Pokemon that have energy attached.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That was popular in some Lugia decks.
Actually, you could utilize Inteleon VMAX with Double Gunner, discard a water, and put 2 damage counters on 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon.
Rayquaza VMAX? Huh?
Yeah, that's the one I suggested earlier.
I wasn't paying attention.
It's okay. I never pay attention. Costs too much,
Now, I personally would try and work Salamence in there because I just love Salamence VMAX, but I'm not sure how relevant it is anymore.
Yeah, that's more of a Lugia question. Wow, that's not very good. Like, why? Don't make my turn end. I don't think that is necessary. I mean, I don't know what they thought was going to happen.
Well, I mean, so if you go second on turn 1, you could search the Eternatus out, and then you're slapping down 2 VMAXs, and you're skipping a step. Right?
Yeah, but like none of those help the Eternatus. Like Eternatus specifically has energies that does not work, or its typing is dragon instead of dark. So it doesn't even work with Eternatus VMAX. I don't know. I don't like it. I mean, there is Hatterene VMAX that's coming out. It's got an ability, which is Domain. Once during your turn, you may move 2 damage counters from your Pokemon in play to your opponent's active Pokemon. So that could be a thing. You get 2 of those out. You're just moving damage counters.
I mean, that's a big bench sitter.
All right. Justin, you got any other cards you want to talk about?
No.
Or can I open some packs?
No, you can open some packs. I think we're good there.
Okay. All right. Opening a pack of Pokemon Go. Or is it Pokemon? Pokemon. Catch a few of them.
It's Pokemon Go to the polls.
All right. So first code is 2ZHLQXWPLCTG and the number 7. Good luck. And I got a fire energy. It's kind of hard because I'm trying to show Justin at the same time. We got a Chansey, Steelix, Xatu, Lavatar, Smeargle, or is it Bibarel? It's Bibarel. Ambipom, Slowpoke, Reverse Hollow.
What? Another Bibarel?
I literally got another Bibarel.
It's not even the Reverse Hollow. That's hilarious.
It's not. And I got a Reverse Hollow Eevee and a Hollow Blissey.
A Hollow Ken.
So exciting. No. All right. We're opening up another pack, but if we don't get anything out of this one, I might just open a third and torture everyone. All right. 2MR GMHB WHV B7H. Good luck, trainers.
This is where you hit the fast forward button, right?
Psychic Energy, Solrock, Lure Module, Charmeleon, Apom, Spinarak, Rattata, Wimpod, Pikachu, Reverse Hollow Rattata, and a Executor, an Alolan Executor V. I don't know. I feel like I should get more excited about that, but I wasn't. I'm going to open one more pack. But we're just going to do this one really quick. And... oh, Dragonite Full Art.
Oh, sick.
Ooh,
oh,
Dragonite
that's a great
Full
card.
Art. That is really cool. And then the code card for that one, 2LNX6DJ NL4KR2. Good luck, and those are going in my recycle bin. So make sure you redeem them, or else the trash man's going to get them.
I'm the trash man. Wait, that's not right. It's the scat man.
And actually, if anybody's listening still at this point, no, I'm just kidding. And you want to put in a code for Pokemon Go, it did come with a sheet of codes. So I'm going to read off a number and just one code. And if you want it, grab it. If you don't, you don't. 0828131880304681. And for that, you got to go to Pokemon.com/TCG-Go to redeem it. Or just Google search Niantic Pokemon
Redeem.
Go code redeem.
That's what I do. I just do Niantic redeem.
That's literally what I do too. So it's by now I should have it saved, but I don't. All right, Justin, is that a show? Do you think that's a show?
I thought we were going to talk about our top 10.
Oh, yeah. We have top 10s. Let's go. All right. You going first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right. So these are my top 10 cards of the year for me. And there's no particular reasons, just that they made an impact, whether good or bad, which I'll talk about in a second. The first one, Delibird, of course, from the Advent calendar, the new hollow one with the little snowflake on it. That's my number 1. Number 2, Serena. It's a new supporter that lets you discard either discard up to 3 cards and draw until you have 5, or basically Boss's Orders, but for any evolved Pokemon. That's like meta changing right there. Like, that's a really good card. It's draw or a Pokemon catcher, essentially. The 4 Sealstone. That's the tool card that lets you search as on a V Pokemon. So a V doesn't have a VSTAR like Eternatus. You can play this and go get whatever you want. That's pretty sweet. Hisuian Arcanine, the one that has no energy requirement. And Justin beat me a whole bunch of times with it, and that's why it's on the list, because he beat me so many times, and I hated him every time he played it against me. He's like, oh yeah, I'll just play this and do that. My hand's at 0. I knock you out, and it's made me very angry.
Also, it's a killer character rare art.
It is. Next is Professor Willow, a.k.a. Professor's Research. The full art from Pokemon Go set. Absolutely love Professor Willow. He's my main man. Because, I play Pokemon Go every day. And then I just pulled this for Christmas. Chanel got me a Arceus Premium Collection box. So I opened that. I did pull a hyper rare Pikachu VMAX. There goes the horns. And then I also pulled a Smeargle Trainer Gallery card from Silver Tempest, which was not in that box. But I got it from some packs that she got me from Silver Tempest. And holy cow, this is one of the most colorful cards I've seen. It is beautiful. It just pops, literally. And then Ditto from the Pokemon Go set, because the ability to peel a card, we haven't seen that before. That's so cool. I love what they did there. And then the next 2 are Radiant Pokemon, Radiant Greninja, because that's a super, super good, consistent card that's can fit into most decks. And then Radiant Sneasler, just because I've been playing this recently in my Eternatus deck. Just because I've been playing this recently in my Eternatus deck, it just adds 2 damage counters to anything that's poisoned. So I do that with Weezing, and it's a lot of fun. I also put Ariados from the Trainer Gallery. It's basically, when you evolve it, you can Boss's Orders something that's evolved. It's kind of like a Serena, but it's a dark Pokemon, and you can play it with Eternatus. That's all I got.
Cool. Good list. Now, your list was a little bit different than mine. Yours is just top 10.
A mumbo jumbo.
How do you feel about them cards? There's some recency bias on some of them, but, it's all good stuff. Now, I kind of went through, I was going to do a playable and an art card, but I was like, that's too many all at once. We'll just do one. So right now I'm just kind of doing the playable cards. So as with most top 10 lists, there's more than 10. So the almost made it category, I put Lost Vacuum, because it's super helpful in
we haven't had something with multiple effects to get rid of tools and or stadiums.
Yeah, it's pretty impactful for things that are really shut down by Path of the Peak. Trekking shoes, you're basically just making your deck 4 cards smaller, and then you're just chugging through it that much faster. Send one to discard or not. I put in the almost made category as well, Serena. I think it's cool, but I think it's cool that you can either send up a V or draw some cards. It feels like circumstantial only for the Silver Tempest set. Yeah, it's only a V.
Oh, I thought it was evolved. Okay, my bad.
So
I take back what I said.
It'll be less applicable as we go further into the EX era, but still pretty good. Regigigas, man, who would have thought that would win tournaments? Japan here, incredible. Hisuian Heavy Ball. Man, for someone like me who is not good at counting cards and figuring out what my prize cards are, just being able to play this, go look at my prize cards, okay, and then maybe grab a basic and put it back in my hand. Yeah, that's pretty good. And Irida, it kind of makes the Palkia deck go round. It's pretty good. It's not my top rated supporter for the year, but it's pretty darn good. Now the actual top 10. At number 10, Comfy. Flower selecting. What can I say? It makes the Lost Zone engine go. Now, it does lead to a lot of... And it makes
your opponent go crazy.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, God, here we go. Oh, yeah, look at the... play the scoop up net. Yeah, play switch. Yeah. Play another switch. Oh, play another scoop up net. Literally, that's how it feels. I'm just like, okay, just do it. Yeah. Go.
Just, come on. Just play already.
Go faster.
Oh, yeah. No, that's how I feel when playing online. In person, it's not so bad because you're also thinking about what you're doing, and it's less clicky. Still takes a while. Radiant Greninja, number 9. Probably could have been higher, but just it's so versatile. Being able to draw cards just by discarding energies, and then it's made a huge resurgence in the Lost Zone decks, being able to Mirage Gate to it, and then just being able to snipe for 90 on 2 Pokemon out of nowhere. Number 8, Colress's Experiment. It's basically a draw 5, which we've never seen. Now you have to throw 2 to the Lost Zone, and it powers up your Lost Zone engine. It is my top rated supporter for the year. It is so good, and I think it could see more play in decks that are not Lost Zone based, just because you're essentially drawing 5. Numbers.
I think you could also just tech in randomly. You could tech in the Cramorant if you're playing multiple copies of this card, just because it could attack for free.
Yeah, you play it twice, and then Cramorant attacks for free. You got a basic to throw up there. Number 7, Lumineon V. You remember when everyone went crazy for Eldegoss V? Well, this is just one step better. You play Lumineon to your bench. You search out any supporter you want. So you're thinning your deck, plus getting the supporter you want for turn. And it's attack for Aqua Loop. I think it's called Aqua Loop. For 120, it can cycle itself back into the deck, and all cards attached. So something like Lugia, you're attaching it into one turn and then you're shuffling it back in. So it also helps against Control and other decks that are really trying to get rid of your cards. Number 6, Choice Belt. Probably could have been higher, but man, remember back in the day when we used to have to play these different tools? Let's see, do I want to use this
Muscle Belt or something?
Yeah, Choice Band and all these things to get the the damage modifiers, or everyone was playing the quick shooting Inteleon, and that's pretty much fallen off after Choice Belt. Number 5, Ultra Ball. It is a little bit of feels bad that you have to discard 2 cards every time you play it, but it's so good that you can get a basic or an evolution every time. It's
it's very consistent.
Yeah,
it's the most consistent search we have.
Mm-hmm. especially now that Quick Ball's going bye-bye. Now we're getting Nest Ball. It makes you wonder if Level Ball is going to come back a little bit. But Ultra Ball right now, best ball. Number 4, Palkia VSTAR. I mean, it's not played a huge amount right now, but for most of the year, Palkia VSTAR was just incredible.
It was like, what's
decks.
top 8?
Oh,
Palkia.
yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, Palkia with Inteleon? Okay. Palkia with Arceus? Okay.
Palkia with Kyurem.
Palkia with anything.
At first, when people were putting Kyurem in the deck, I was like, oh, no, it's just a meme because people want to play the Kyurem VMAX. And then all of a sudden it was doing really good. I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. But yeah. Palkia, what just an innately powerful card in and of itself. Number 3. I have 3A and 3B. 3A being Lugia V-Star, 3B being Archeops. Lugia V-Star is decent, but with Archeops, it makes it just incredible. So, because, 220, Tempest Dive, discard a Stadium, and then the ability to put 2 colorless Pokemon if you discard onto your bench. Now, until Archeops, there was no just like broken ability colorless Pokemon that you would really want as a stage 2 or something that was worth cheating out of the discard onto your bench.
Yeah, it is. You find it weird, like when they come out with stuff that like combos with it perfectly in the same set, and it's like you didn't give anybody an idea, and like they couldn't run with something that they thought of or came up with. It was like, hey, this card looks. I mean, I got it in the same pack. It looks really great.
Yeah,
Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought that it would be good?
Now I do like how flexible it is because it brings back some Pokemon that were never relevant at all, like the amazing rare Eviltal, the amazing rare Raikou. Who was playing amazing rares at all besides like a joke here or there? It brought out Stoutland. No one was playing Stoutland. The fact that we're even playing a fossil card, no one ever plays fossil cards. So I think that in
Ain't
itself
that the truth?
Cool. That it brought out some stuff we don't normally play. Now everyone plays it, but I still enjoy the fact that it wasn't always played. Number 2, Arceus V-Star. Now this could have been number 1, but the card I have at number 1 makes number 2 go. So man, Arceus V-Star. Have an ability, get whatever 2 cards you want. And basically, you can just ensure that on your second turn, you're attacking for 200 and charging up whatever Pokemon on the bench. Now, remember back in the earlier part of the year when you were just putting... Oh, let me dig out this old VMAX I haven't used in 6 months, like Blastoise VMAX or Gyarados VMAX or cards that never saw play because they were too expensive to power up that you could now just play because they could power up. Arceus V-Star was broken, but it made it so old cards that were never playable were now playable. So that's what I enjoyed about that card.
Oh, it wasn't just turn 2, they basically win. They go to V-Star and they go, oh, I'll go search for double turbo energy after my first turn, which I attached just 1 energy.
So,
and then I attack you for 180 and then go search for 3 energies and attach them to my bench one.
What I don't like Arc Intel. I know that was like the competitive deck for a while, but it was so boring. I just hated the idea of it.
I was like, let me go search for exactly what I need. Oh, hell, hold on. Now that I search for what I need, let me go grab something else that I need.
I like the people who would like to be inventive with old, uncompetitive cards previously.
Gardevoir.
Or like there was like Delmai's VMAX. You could just put a bunch of grass energies on it and then
Listen, we don't play Yu-Gi-Oh here.
Do Max Anchor. And then my number 1 top card for the year, Double Turbo. I mean, they knew double colorless energy was too broken to print again. But they were like...
You mean twin energy?
No.
No, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, double colorless is a lot. Even right now, like even with the EX, would still be detrimental.
Mm-hmm. But, they're like, what if we just nerfed it a little tiny bit by 20 damage? And they basically have it again. And so it just makes so many decks work. It makes Arceus work. It makes Lugia work. It's useful in so many decks. Okay, that was too long, me rambling. My top 10. Maybe one of these, maybe next week I'll get into my top 10 arts, because I know we have some art fans of the show.
Yes, definitely. And we'll have to put Gardevoir and Gardevoir and Gardevoir on the list.
Okay. Next topic. And so for our Discord tournament, did you want to... Or I'll talk about it. So it's been brought up, we kind of missed a couple months for the Discord tournament, and we had an idea to, since, we're kind of in this predicament between the PTCGO and live, what if we made the tournament on live and we just use like the standard decks or the pre-built decks that you get from live to make it,
yes,
more inviting.
100%. We're doing it.
More inviting for the newer fans that are part of the
it's
show.
More accessible because you can just you could just message on there and be like, "Hey, you ready? I'm on my phone right now. I can play with you right now."
What? I'm at grandma's house and we're baking cookies, but I could play right now.
Yeah, it only takes about 15 seconds to get into a game.
Now, wait. Can you challenge someone directly on live? I haven't really looked into that.
Well, if you would log in, I mean, it's not like you ever logged in, but log in. Log in real quick.
Okay.
Are you logging in? Did you log in yet?
No, I'm looking at Arcanine cards to buy.
Stop with the Arcanine.
I'm looking at Delibird cards to buy.
All right, keep going. Tell me more. Listen, I've been staring at that one, the advent calendar one. Someone has 3 of them, PSA 10, which it doesn't make any sense. I've literally bought so many that and I've probably spent like 15, maximum 20, but I have like a stack of them and they all look horrible. They're all off-centered. So I'm like, how did this person get 3 perfect 10s? That doesn't even make sense.
Maybe it's just like a batch run thing where they bought a bunch of calendars and they all happen to look good. Man, it is taking a really long time to load.
Whoa, it only took me 10 seconds to load.
It's probably because I haven't loaded it in so long.
Yeah, it's probably having to do some my favorite thing, it's like printing cards is like one of the things it says, and it's like, no, you're not. You're a digital client. Should have said digitizing cards. It shows a green light. Are you on?
No, it still says catching wild Pokemon 3437. Come on, thing. I made a mistake because I had my VPN on before. I was like, oh, I probably don't want that on.
Yeah, so currently I am my character, my profile says 8. Oh, what's that say? Oh yeah, so 8. I am 1,270 out of 1,800. And then I don't know what this thing is. I guess it's your league or status or something. But I'm at 310. I'm in the Score Bunny zone. And then my tier is 35. That's what my tier reward tiers are at. My daily quest is to retreat 4 Pokemon. I don't retreat. I just attack, and attack. Are you logged in?
I am logged in. So, do you have to go to your decks and set a deck as your active deck each time?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So, I'm just going to, try Lugia. I'm going to go to my profile.
Well, I challenged you. What is it showing?
Oh. We're waiting. Wait, do I want to be in casual or?
You can hit competitive. I think it's probably timed versus not timed.
Oh, I didn't realize it was saying, do you want to join the match? Oh. I thought
Okay.
I was waiting for a pop-up on the screen.
While we're messing with this, we also would like to announce a giveaway. Typically every year I do something called like a holiday cheer pack or like something. And this year I haven't had a lot of time. I've had to deal with family stuff, like I said. So it's been a really tough December as far as timing goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call myself out and announce a giveaway. I will start by saying we're going to have 5 winners, and I will ship them out to anywhere in the U.S. I apologize for anyone listening outside. It's just shipping prices are astronomical. And I would like to guarantee that it gets to you. And I think waiting till after the holidays is a better idea, because then nothing's going to get lost per se. So the requirement is just give us a review on iTunes. Simple enough. The first 5 people that do reviews and that we see, and we'll take a peek. And we're going to give that about probably like 2 to 3 weeks, because you're going to hear this week. Let me see. Let me look at the calendar. Yeah, so it'll probably go out Friday, so the 30th, the 6th. So we'll probably announce it on the show that we record on the 18th. So effectively, it has to be shown in iTunes before the 18th, essentially. So if you can do that, we'll get you one of these packs. And they are effectively a custom pack, but it's, there's like 2 good cards, there's 2 hits, and everything is pretty much good. There's no energy or anything like that. It's just straight up Pokemon. You get like 2 reverse holos, 2 holos, 2 rares, and 2 good cards, and then a common in the beginning. Does that sound cool?
Sounds pretty sweet.
All right, so we got that coming. Now, the second thing here that we're going to talk about is the end of the show. Justin, is that a show?
I think that's a show. Man, I don't. Obviously, this is only my 3rd episode, but I feel like this is one of your longer episodes in a while.
Yeah, we definitely went longer than expected, which isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
And to think I cut out my second top 10.
I don't know whether to be happy or sad. No. But yeah. So you can email us, SpecialConditions@PokemonProfessor.com. You can leave us a voicemail. You can text us, send us a picture, 732-835-8639. And Justin, if that's a show, that's a show. Remember. What? What are you saying?
Nothing. I was going to say, may all your delibirds be shiny, but that's a different game.
Oh, yeah. Pokemon Go. All right, trainers. Remember, if you're affected by a special condition, don't forget to use a full heal.
Goodbye.